But that does get into the argument of big tech and all the power that these big tech companies have. Think about it. Facebook owns Instagram and WhatsApp. How much impact does that have on the world? Twitter CEO is buying up other different companies. Look at what Amazon owns. You know what I mean? Like, look at this, what this technological imprint does on our life. This thing right here, this controls my life. I am hardly anything without this. I ain't gonna say I'm nothing without it because I got some skills that I can, I can make some stuff happen without the phone, but shit. Whew, without this little piece of metal right here, what am I? And what are you? So big tech has a lot of control over what we do, who we talk to, what we consume, our thoughts, our actions. Like these technology companies really control us. Look at the algorithms, man. It's crazy when you think about the algorithms. You can be around somebody. They can be Google searching stuff all day or looking at certain things on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever the case may be. And just because you're around them, it now pops into your algorithm. Bruh, I'm not even interested in that stuff, man. I'm not interested in it at all. And it almost feels like they hear what we say, then they throw it into our algorithm. Or they read our text and they throw it into our algorithm. And we found out that websites were selling, Facebook, this website I'm on right now, was selling our information to companies without us knowing. Do I agree with that? No. Like, bro, if you're going to sell my info, tell me, please, ask me. And now they do that. But don't get me wrong. I also feel like Big Brother's always watching, and I don't even know who Big Brother is. Big Brother might be big tech. But we're seeing more people have issues with big tech because big tech get to pick and choose who they silence. And in that, it appears that big tech is only silencing the people who have views that are contradictory to theirs. You think of some of the major people who are no longer able to utilize certain technology applications. You look at their views, you look at their stances, and you go, wow, they're pretty extreme. And they don't align with maybe what these companies stand on. And again, I struggle with it because who the hell are the tech companies to tell us what we can put out and what we can circulate? Who are they to tell us that that one thing is more toxic than another thing? One thing is more deadly than another thing. Is this a results-based decision? Or is it an ideology-based decision? And I tell you, that's where it gets scary, but we start looking for the answer. And what is the answer? How do you regulate tech? How? Hell, they're smarter than the government. That's what makes tech that's what makes them so rich. That's why they're doing what they do, because they're smarter than the rest of us, man. They're freaking smart. And a lot of us aren't smart enough to do what they do, which is why we consume it and they make money off of us. No knock on you. Good for them. Do you really expect, do we trust the government to properly regulate tech? I know they regulate some industries in a way that works for us as human beings, a way that gives us peace of mind. But I'm asking you, because I don't know, what is the answer for these tech companies? Because it appears that they have the most influence over our life. And then I'm curious, why do we have an issue with the influence they have over our lives? Is it bad? Are they negatively affecting our lives? Or are we just upset that we don't feel like that we are in control? I'm willing to argue that we've probably never been in control of our thoughts once we had access to media. Because the media uses their influence to dictate what it is that we think. They pick and choose what they're going to put on the headlines, what they're going to put on their platforms, and that's what we consume. And based off what we consume, that's where we build our principles. That's where we build our thoughts day to day. And guess what? that's media manipulation, and we see that now. But because it's social media manipulation, it's tech company manipulation, we seem to have an issue with it. Is it that we have an issue with being manipulated, or is it that we have an issue with the manipulator? So is it is it that we don't want to be puppets in this game that we call life, or maybe that we don't want to be Sims? Because it's almost like we're playing a game of Sims, right? And the media, or now the tech company, social media, are the humans playing with it and dictating what it is that we do. Or is it that, hey, bro, I don't want to be Pinocchio on the string by Geppetto. I want to be Pinocchio the real boy. I don't know. And JJ, yeah, I agree with you on one end that big tech is one of the worst things that happened to this country. But on another thing, I'm like, man, big tech gives me so much. It makes my life easy. It allows me the opportunity to talk to people all across the world. It allows me to live on my phone and do anything that I need to do from this little device right here. I can get on this laptop right here and talk to people anywhere. But I still struggle because here it is. If I'm going to be a puppet, make sure my strings are invisible and I can't see my puppeteer or my puppet master, you know. Here it goes. Let me play The Sims, because I feel like in The Sims think that they're controlling their lives, right? I think The Sims think they're controlling their lives. Little do they know they're being controlled by someone by a computer. Shout out to The Sims players. But I don't want to be no puppet. Let me be a Sims, right? Let me simulate what it is that I'm calling life, so I feel like I'm controlled even if I'm not. But we have to find a way to regulate tech, because if not, they're going to keep regulating us. I told you, man, I don't like them strings. Don't control me.